Hi, there is a sacred hour in every life. It arrives quietly, as lamps are lowered and the world puts away its noise. The outer room grows still. The mind that argued and calculated all day loosens its grip and a hush like velvet spreads across the soul. In that twilight between wakefulness and sleep, you stand at the doorway of your inner temple. The sentry of reason steps aside. The deeper mind, the faithful servant that never sleeps, waits for your last command. I have called this hour holy for as long as I have taught, because it is here that your destiny is most easily shaped. The body reclines and prepares to enter rest, but the mind does not retire with it. The mind becomes a garden. In that garden, something is always being planted. You have been sowing there since childhood, sometimes with words, sometimes with pictures, often with feelings so familiar that you did not notice you were praying. The harvest of your tomorrows is decided by what you plan in these few tender minutes before the night takes you in its arms. Consider this with me. The body sleeps, but the mind sows. The lungs grow slow, the heart grows calm, the eyelids grow heavy, but the silent architect within begins its night's work. It mends what is torn, it balances what is uneven, it restores what has been squandered, and it does so according to the blueprint. You hand it in your final thoughts. Your last words before sleep are not small things. They are living seeds carrying your signature. They sink through the soft earth of the subconscious, and by a law as exact as mathematics they bring forth after their kind. If you go to bed rehearsing fear, the night will study fear. If you lie down with resentment, the inner chemist will mix its bitter draught and circulate it through your being. If, however, you enter the dark with peace upon your lips, with gratitude resting warm in your breast, with a clear image of life moving through you in order and harmony, then the worker within takes those plans, spreads them upon the table of the soul, and builds accordingly. You are never a beggar in this hour. You are a giver of instructions to a servant that never disobeys. I ask you, what have you been whispering to yourself in the last light of the day? What has your body been obeying without your knowing? You do not live by bread alone. You live by every word that proceeds out of the mouth of your inner speech. The scriptures knew it, the sages knew it, and experience confirms it. What you impress, you will express. Tonight, let us treat these minutes as consecrated. Let us enter them without hurry, without noise, as one who steps into a sanctuary and removes his shoes. Let us speak not with panic, but with poise, not with pleading, but with authority born of love. For the power that formed your bones, that set your heart in motion, that painted the lilies of the field without your help, that same power hears your last decree and goes to work by night. If you have suffered, if you are tired, if you have tried and grown weary, take courage. You have not been abandoned. You have simply been giving the wrong orders to the right servant. The law has never failed you. It has only obeyed you. Change your command and the law must change your experience. Tonight, I will place in your hands 9 living phrases, short, simple, and strong, that the deeper mind understands as clearly as a seed understands spring. They are not charm nor trick. They are statements of truth that align you with the healing life already within you. Speak them as one who knows. Feel them as one who remembers, and then rest, leaving the worker to his work. Tonight I will give you 9 sacred phrases that awaken the healing life within you. Before we begin this journey of healing, you must let the universe know that you are ready. Every great transformation begins with a declaration, a signal sent out into the unseen saying, I am open, I am willing, I am ready. So take a moment now. Feel these words in your heart and write them in the comments below as your public declaration to life itself. I am ready to heal. Say it not for me, but for your own soul, because when you declare your readiness, heaven begins to move. The law cannot respond to silence. It responds to faith expressed. Let the universe see your intention, and your healing will already be underway. When the body drifts towards sleep, something marvelous happens, something most men and women have forgotten to honor. The conscious mind, with all its noise and striving, begins to fade. The gatekeeper grows drowsy, and just beyond that gate, the subconscious, your silent partner in creation, begins its endless labor. It does not rest, it does not question, it does not reason or debate. It accepts. It receives every impression you give it and brings it to life, shaping it into chemistry, circumstance, and experience. The subconscious does not argue. It accepts what you feel as true. This is why the hours of night are holy. When you lie down to sleep, the world outside grows still, but within you, the true architect begins its shift. It takes the blueprints you handed in your final thoughts and feelings and sets to work building your tomorrow. Every emotion you fall asleep with becomes mortar. Every belief becomes brick. The house of your future stands on the foundation of your nightly thoughts. So many live in frustration because they speak of health by day but feed fear by night. They affirm abundance at breakfast and repeat worry at bedtime. They do not know that the subconscious always obeys the last command it hears before the door closes. The prayer that lingers in the dark becomes the pattern of dawn. Picture it with me. Imagine the mind as a vast garden, unguarded and fertile. Your thoughts are seeds, tiny and visible, yet alive. The soil makes no distinction between the seed of a rose and the seed of a thorn. It simply grows what it receives. If you plant fear, fear blossoms. If you plant peace, peace blooms. The law of the garden is impartial. It knows nothing of favoritism, only obedience. And what you call sleep is the hour when this planting occurs most easily. The conscious mind loosens its grip on doubt and the subconscious opens like a field after rain. Whatever you drop into that openness, whether a word of fear or a decree of faith, will take root. You may not see it tomorrow, but it will sprout. It must. That is the law. You may have wondered why so many prayers seem unanswered. They are not denied, they are contradicted. By day you speak words of hope. By night, you rehearse defeat. The deeper mind takes the dominant vibration, not the loudest statement. Feeling, not phrasing, decides what the soil accepts. When you truly understand this, you begin to approach sleep as a sacred act. You realize that the moment before the eyes close is the golden door to infinite power. What you whisper there travels directly into the creative chamber of your being. If you fill that chamber with words of harmony, love, and divine life, the subconscious will carry those vibrations through every cell of your body while you rest. The inner physician will work without your interference, following the blueprint you left it in trust. So tonight, when you prepare to sleep, remember this: you are never merely closing your eyes. You are opening the gate to the infinite. You are speaking to the builder of worlds, the silent intelligence that has always obeyed you for good or ill. Speak wisely. Feel deeply. Choose what you will plant. For the night is not darkness. It is the golden hour when heaven bends close to hear your final whisper, and the unseen begins to take shape in the womb of your own soul. The first sentence is: the healing presence of God fills me now. Say it softly, as if you were speaking to the very air that surrounds you. Feel it, not as a request, but as a truth already alive within you. The healing presence of God, not something distant, not something that must be earned, but a living power that breathes through every atom of your being. When I first discovered this phrase, I realized that most people pray as if God were outside them. They stretch their hands upward, waiting for help to descend. But healing does not come from above. It rises from within. It is the divine life already present in your subconscious mind, awaiting recognition. You see, there is no separation between the divine and the body. The same intelligence that makes the seed unfold into a flower, that guides the tides, that turns the earth without your effort, that same life animates your heart, your lungs, your blood, your nerves. When you affirm, the healing presence of God fills me now, you are not calling upon a stranger, you are awakening the sleeping physician within. Close your eyes. Breathe slowly. Imagine a soft golden light descending through the crown of your head, spreading warmth through your shoulders, down your arms, into your hands. Feel it flow through your chest, bathing your heart in peace, calming every nerve, balancing every rhythm. Let that light continue downward through your spine, your stomach, your legs, your feet, until your whole body glows with quiet radiance. This is not imagination only. This is the movement of faith through form. As you lie in bed at night, whisper this phrase 3 times, slowly, reverently, as though you were giving permission to the universe itself to move through you. The healing presence of God fills me now. Then be still. Do not struggle. Do not question. Let the words sink deep into the subconscious. As roots sink into fertile soil, the work will be done in silence, for the healing presence knows its own way. When you awaken, you may feel no thunder, no flash, only a quiet assurance that something has begun to change. That is enough. The seed has been planted. The inner life has heard you. From that moment, every cell begins to move toward harmony because it has remembered its divine pattern. I once knew a man, broken in health and spirit, who had been told his heart would not last another year. He came to me trembling, fearful, already rehearsing his death. I taught him only this phrase, nothing more. Each night he whispered it until it became as natural as his breath. Within months his strength returned, his color came back, and his heart, once weak, beat with quiet vigor. When I asked what had happened, he smiled and said, "The presence filled me, and I believed it. That was all. Believe it now. Let this be your first decree. Say it as truth. The healing presence of God fills me now, and know, not hope, not wish, but know, that as you sleep, the divine intelligence within is shaping your body anew, knitting your tissues, balancing your rhythm, renewing your life. You do not need to tell it how, you only need to trust that it will." The second sentence is, "Every cell of my body rejoices in divine life." These words are not poetry, they are instruction. Living words that tell the body what to do. Every cell of your being is intelligent. Every atom listens. Each one responds to the silent song of your belief. When you speak this phrase, you awaken the sleeping joy within the very fabric of your body. You see, life is not meant to be endured in dull obedience. Life in its divine form is joyous. It sings, it expands, it celebrates. When the cells of your body forget that joy, when they become burdened by fear, tension, or grief, they slow, they tighten, they lose rhythm. But the moment you whisper, "Every cell of my body rejoices in divine life," you remind them of their original song. Close your eyes. Imagine that within you, billions of tiny lights begin to flicker awake. Soft golden sparks pulsing gently beneath the surface of your skin. Each light is a cell, and each cell begins to hum with gratitude. You can almost hear them, a quiet chorus rising in unison saying, "Yes, we remember. We live. We rejoice." This phrase carries the vibration of joy, and joy is the great healer. When the heart rejoices, the blood flows freely. When the mind smiles inwardly, the immune system awakens. Joy is divine medicine. Repeat the phrase 3 times before sleep. Whisper it slowly with a faint smile on your lips, as if you were sharing a secret with the universe itself. "Every cell of my body rejoices in divine life." Pause after each repetition. Feel the warmth spreading through your chest, your arms, your legs. Feel the pulse of life echoing those words back to you. Do not say it mechanically. Say it musically. Feel the rhythm of the words in your breath. Let your heart beat in time with them. Each repetition deepens the impression upon the subconscious mind. You are teaching your body to celebrate again. I remember a woman who came to me weary and pale from years of illness. She told me, "Dr. Murphy, I no longer feel alive, I simply exist." I gave her this single phrase and told her to whisper it nightly. After a week, she wrote to me, saying, "When I speak those words, something inside me smiles." Within a month, her energy returned. She said, "It's as if my body remembered how to be happy." This is the secret of healing, to restore joy to the cells. For joy is the natural vibration of divine life. As you rest tonight, say the phrase until you feel it, not just in your mind, but in your heartbeat, your breath, your very skin. And when you drift into sleep, imagine those billions of tiny lights, your cells still rejoicing quietly in the darkness, each one singing, "I live, I live, I live." The third sentence is, "Peace flows through my nerves like a gentle river." Say it softly, as though you were speaking to a frightened child, for that is what your nervous system becomes under stress, tender, overworked, trembling under the weight of unspoken fears. Your nerves are not your enemies. They are the messengers of the mind, faithfully carrying every thought, every emotion, every vibration from the unseen world of feeling into the visible world of form. When you whisper, "Peace flows through my nerves like a gentle river," you are telling those messengers to rest. You are giving them new orders, orders written not in panic, but in divine calm. Close your eyes and imagine your nerves as slender silver threads running through your body, countless channels of light connecting mind and flesh. For years they may have carried messages of tension, of worry, of unease. But tonight you change their current. See now a golden river beginning to flow through them, smooth, silent, radiant, washing away all agitation, all fear, all strain. Feel it moving through your spine, your arms, your neck, your hands. A river of divine peace, flowing endlessly, touching every nerve with calm, liquid light. You may even feel your body begin to exhale as though it has been waiting for this command. That sigh, that soft surrender, that is the body's yes. It is the sound of release. The mind has stopped shouting, it has begun to trust again. Before you sleep, lie still and repeat the phrase 3 times, "Peace flows through my nerves like a gentle river." Let your voice grow slower with each repetition. Feel the river deepen with each breath. Do not force stillness. Allow it. The nervous system heals not through effort but through surrender. In my years of teaching, I once met a young soldier returned from war, his body whole but his nerves in torment. He trembled even in silence, for his mind had been trained to expect danger. I taught him this one phrase and told him to whisper it every night. In the beginning his voice shook. By the second week, it steadied. By the third, his hands were still. He said, "Dr. Murphy, it feels as though a river moves through me now, quiet, endless, alive." That is what peace does. It does not shout or demand, it flows. It finds every tense corner and smooths it with patience. So tonight, let peace become your river. Let it carry away the day's noise, the worries, the what-ifs. There is nothing you must hold, nothing you must fix. Let the current of divine tranquility move through your nerves until you feel, not numbness, but life in its most graceful form, a calm pulse, steady and strong. And as you drift into sleep, imagine that river continuing its work, flowing through you even in dreams, carrying peace to every corner of your being. When you awaken, you will find that the river remains because it was never outside you. It was always the flow of God within. The fourth sentence is, "My heart beats in harmony with infinite love." Say it gently as though you were listening to your own heartbeat while speaking to it at the same time. Your heart is the drummer of your life, the silent metronome of your being. It never rests, never questions, never argues. It simply follows the rhythm impressed upon it by your inner world. When the mind is troubled, the heart races. When the mind is at peace, the heart flows like music. When you affirm, "My heart beats in harmony with infinite love," you are tuning that sacred instrument to the frequency of divine order. You are saying to your heart, "Be still, be steady, beat in rhythm with the great heartbeat of the universe." Close your eyes. Place your hand lightly over your chest. Feel the pulse beneath your palm. Steady, faithful, alive. It has carried you through every joy, every sorrow, every moment of fear and faith alike. Now as you breathe slowly, imagine a soft light surrounding your heart, a radiant golden glow expanding with every beat. With each pulse, this light grows stronger, warmer, spreading through your chest, up through your shoulders, down through your arms. This light is love, not sentimental love, not the trembling love of emotion, but the calm, creative, infinite love of God itself. It is the substance of all harmony, the music that binds galaxies and holds your body in perfect design. Feel that love moving through you now, not as an idea but as a living rhythm. As you whisper the phrase, let the words fall into sync with your heartbeat. My heart beats in harmony with infinite love. Say it slowly. Feel each syllable merge with each beat. With every repetition, your entire body begins to listen. The blood slows to its perfect pace, the breath finds its balance, the mind quiets. Love is the great equalizer of the body. It softens the hard places, opens the closed ones, heals what fear has broken. When you align your heart with love, every other system follows. The nerves calm, the muscles release, the cells rejoice, the body at last finds its rhythm again. I once counseled a woman whose heart had suffered from years of anxiety. Her doctors could find no defect, yet her pulse would race at the slightest worry. I told her, "Your heart is not weak. It is obedient. It is following the rhythm of your fear." And then I gave her this phrase. She whispered it nightly for weeks, her hand upon her heart. Slowly, the racing ceased. She said to me later, "It's as if my heart learned to listen to love again." That is exactly what happens. The subconscious holds the pattern of the heart, and the heart obeys that pattern. When the new pattern is one of love, order returns, effortlessly. So tonight, as you rest, whisper the words 3 times, "My heart beats in harmony with infinite love." Then be silent. Let the rhythm of those words continue in your pulse long after your lips are still. Feel as though your heart and the infinite are beating together, one great rhythm of life flowing through you and through all things. As you drift into sleep, imagine that rhythm extending beyond your body into the room, into the night, into the stars. For love is not confined to the heart, it is the pulse of creation itself. And when your heart beats with it, you are in truth one with all that lives. The 5th sentence is, "Divine wisdom restores order within me." Say it softly as though you were speaking to something ancient and wise that lives inside you because you are. Within you, beneath the noise of thought and fear, There is an intelligence older than your mind, deeper than your learning, untouched by confusion. It is the same wisdom that designed your body, that keeps your heart beating, your lungs expanding, your blood flowing without your command. This divine intelligence knows exactly how to heal, how to balance, how to restore. When you whisper, "Divine wisdom restores order within me," you are not asking for something new to arrive from outside. You are reminding this silent intelligence to awaken, to reorganize the scattered parts of your being into harmony once again. Close your eyes and take a slow breath. Feel your body's quiet complexity, the pulse, the breath, the gentle hum of life beneath your skin. You do not tell your heart when to beat, or your stomach when to digest. Something greater handles all of that. That something is divine wisdom, calm, constant, unhurried. And when you call upon it, it answers without fail. Now imagine this wisdom as a soft golden light resting at the center of your chest, small at first, then expanding outward in perfect symmetry. It moves through your body like an invisible architect, adjusting, repairing, realigning. Every system, every cell, every nerve begins to follow its blueprint once more. Disorder cannot remain in the presence of divine intelligence. It simply dissolves, just as darkness vanishes before the dawn. As you whisper the phrase, "Let your mind grow still," say it slowly, with reverence. Divine wisdom restores order within me. Feel the weight of those words. Restores, meaning the order was never truly lost, only forgotten. And within me, meaning the power is not distant but immediate, intimate, already alive inside you. There is no need to struggle or analyze. You do not have to understand how the healing will happen. The wisdom within you already does. Just as the body knows how to close a wound or mend a bone, it also knows how to mend the heart, the mind, the soul. Your task is only to trust it. I once met a man who told me his life felt like chaos. Too many worries, too many failures. "Everything in me feels scattered," he said. I asked him to repeat this phrase each night before sleep. A month later, he returned calm, smiling. "Something changed," he said. "The problems didn't vanish overnight, but suddenly, everything began to find its place. I started to know what to do, not with thought, but with a quiet certainty. That is what divine wisdom does. It restores order, not by force but by remembrance. It brings you back to the natural rhythm that was always yours. So tonight, as you prepare for rest, say the phrase 3 times with complete surrender. Divine wisdom restores order within me, then lie still. Imagine that wisdom moving through you like a craftsman repairing a temple stone by stone, beam by beam. You do not need to oversee the work. Simply rest in faith, knowing that the great intelligence that governs galaxies is now arranging every particle of your being in perfect order. As you drift into sleep, let that thought carry you. There is no confusion within you, only forgotten harmony being remembered. And in that remembrance lies your healing, your peace, your return to divine order. The 6th sentence is, "I forgive all, and my body is free." Say it slowly, not as a duty but as a release. Feel the weight of years lifting as you speak. You are not forgiving to be noble or to excuse anyone's actions. You are forgiving to set yourself free. For every grudge you hold, every memory you nurse, binds the body as surely as chains bind the hands. I have seen more sickness born from resentment than from any germ. A heart closed by bitterness starves its own cells of life. The mind that replays old pain sends the same wound through the body again and again. The body does not know that the event is over. It only feels what you feel now. When you relive the hurt, you relive the damage. But when you forgive, you dissolve the poison. When you whisper, "I forgive all and my body is free," you are not doing it for the other, you are doing it for yourself. You are opening the windows of the soul, letting the stale air of the past drift away so that divine life can circulate once more. Close your eyes. Picture your heart as a golden chamber. Inside it are small shadows, shapes of people, moments, words that once wounded you. Do not resist them. Simply look at them with compassion. They are lessons, not curses. Say within yourself, "I release you, I set you free, and I am free." Then breathe deeply. With each breath, imagine those shadows dissolving into light, not violently, but gently, like mist before the morning sun. Feel the heart grow lighter. Feel the breath deepen. Feel space returning where once there was tension. Forgiveness is not weakness. It is spiritual strength. It is you declaring, "I will no longer carry what is not mine to carry." The moment you forgive, the body obeys, the shoulders relax, the stomach eases, the pulse steadies. The subconscious hears the new command, peace. I once met a man crippled by arthritis, his hands swollen, his movements painful. He told me he had prayed for years for relief, but none came. I asked gently, "Is there anyone you cannot forgive?" He looked away and said, "Yes, my brother." I told him, "Your body is speaking the stiffness of your heart." That night he began repeating this sentence before sleep: "I forgive all and my body is free." For weeks he whispered it through tears, his voice shaking. And then one morning he awoke, lifted his hands and found them supple, painless, alive. He wept, not from pain but from freedom. That is the mystery. The moment the soul releases, the body rejoices. So tonight, when you lie down, place your hand over your heart and whisper softly, "I forgive all, and my body is free." Say it 3 times. Let each repetition go deeper, not into your mind, but into your feeling. And if there is someone you think you cannot forgive, say it anyway. The subconscious does not argue, it obeys. Soon enough your heart will follow your words and the release will come. Forgiveness is the doorway to health, to peace, to divine circulation. Hold no bitterness, carry no shadow into the night. When you forgive, you make space for God to move. And as you drift into sleep, imagine your body light, transparent, glowing softly, as if the chains have fallen away, and the breath of life moves freely again. For indeed it does. The moment you forgive, the body is free. The 7th sentence is: strength rises quietly in every part of me. Do not shout it, do not force it. Whisper it the way dawn whispers to the dark before the sun appears. For true strength does not arrive with noise or strain. It rises quietly like sap moving through the hidden roots of a great tree. It does not announce itself. It simply restores what was always yours. There is a kind of strength the world misunderstands. It is not the strength of clenched fists or hard will. It is the still, inward power that flows from alignment with divine life. It is the calm conviction that no matter how the body feels, the life of God moves through it, restoring, renewing, balancing. That is the strength you are calling forth with these words. Say them slowly now. Strength rises quietly in every part of me. Feel them not as wish, but as truth. The life of the infinite does not rush. It flows. It does not fight, it fulfills. The seed does not strain to break the earth. It simply expands, and in its expansion the soil yields. So it is with your strength. It does not come from effort, but from allowing the divine current to move unobstructed through your being. Close your eyes and imagine your body as a vast landscape after a long winter. The air is still. The ground seems barren, but beneath the surface the roots are stirring. Feel that quiet movement beginning within you now, in your chest, your arms, your legs, your spine. Strength rising softly, unseen yet undeniable, like green shoots breaking through the soil at first light. Repeat the phrase again. Strength rises quietly in every part of me. Each word carries power. Rises, it is already happening, quietly, without fear, without force. In every part of me, no cell, no muscle, no bone is left untouched by this divine current. I once knew a man who came to me after a long illness. His body was frail and he said to me, "Dr. Murphy, I have no strength left." I told him, "Do not speak of strength as something you've lost. It has not left you. It is simply waiting for your recognition." And I gave him this sentence. He began whispering it every morning and every night. At first he felt nothing, but one day he said, "Something is moving in me again. It feels alive." Within months, he was walking with vigor, his face full of color. The strength had never been gone. It had simply been asleep, waiting for his word. That is what divine life does. It waits for your permission to flow. The law of mind cannot bring to you what you deny with your feelings, but the moment you affirm with quiet conviction, "Strength rises quietly in every part of me," the law begins to move, and life itself answers, "Yes, it is so." As you prepare to sleep tonight, say the words 3 times. Feel them enter not only your mind but your body. Sense the energy gathering like a tide beneath the surface. Feel your heart steady, your breath deepen, your limbs grow warm and relaxed. You are not summoning strength, you are remembering it. And as you drift into that sweet borderland between waking and sleep, imagine yourself standing tall in the morning light, calm, radiant, unshakable. Strength has returned, but not through striving. It has risen quietly, just as it always does, from the infinite life that never leaves you. The eighth sentence is, I am whole, I am renewed, I am divine life in form. Say it with reverence, not pride, for these are not words of ego, they are words of remembrance. You are not declaring something to become true. You are acknowledging what has always been true. You are divine life taking form, expressing itself through your body, your mind, your breath, your very being. When you speak these words, let them sink deeper than thought. Let them travel into feeling, because feeling is the language of the subconscious. Whisper them slowly. I am whole, I am renewed, I am divine life, in form. Each phrase is a wave. The first restores unity. I am whole. The second breathes freshness. I am renewed. The second breathes freshness. I am renewed. The third crowns the truth. I am divine life in form. Close your eyes now. Imagine yourself standing before a vast mirror of light. Not the mirror of the physical world, but one that reflects your true self. Radiant, luminous, untouched by time or pain. Look upon that image. See not the lines, not the wear, not the scars, but the perfection shining beneath it. That is who you truly are. Wholeness, embodied. Feel the energy of those words move through you. I am whole. Every cell hears that and begins to reconnect to the pattern of completeness. I am renewed. The old fatigue releases. The body begins to refresh, to reorganize, to awaken. I am divine life in form. And suddenly you are no longer small or separate. You are one with the eternal stream of being, expressing itself as you. You see, you have never been broken. You have only believed in brokenness. You have never been cut off from the source. You have only fallen asleep to your connection. This declaration awakens you from that sleep. It reminds the subconscious that perfection is not something to gain, it is your original design. I remember a woman who came to me burdened with illness. She said, Dr. Murphy, I feel like a shadow of myself. I gave her this phrase and told her to speak it each night before sleep. She whispered it, sometimes with tears, sometimes with strength. After a few weeks, she said, when I say those words, I feel a power move through me, not from outside, but from within. Months later, her strength had returned, her joy had returned, her peace had returned. She said, I finally know what it means. I am divine life in form. So tonight, say it as truth. Let your voice be slow, steady, and certain. I am whole, I am renewed, I am divine life in form. Repeat it 3 times, allowing each repetition to travel deeper into the stillness. Feel it filling your chest, flowing through your veins, reaching your fingertips, your toes. Let it wrap around your heart, whispering to every cell, you are perfect. You are alive, you are divine. Do not try to make it happen, simply allow it. The subconscious is like fertile soil. It accepts the seed without resistance when you plant it in faith. The life that made you, the intelligence that sustains the stars, is within you now, listening, responding, reorganizing every atom according to the pattern of perfection. As you drift into sleep, imagine yourself as a body of light, whole, renewed, divine life taking form. Let every breath repeat the rhythm of the phrase, I am whole, I am renewed, I am divine life in form. And when the morning comes, you will not need to remind yourself that you are healed, because you will feel it, quietly, surely, naturally. For what you have affirmed in the silence will express itself in the light. The 9th sentence is, it is done. I rest in perfect peace. Say it as the final exhale of all striving, the soft closing of a sacred book. These are the words of completion, of surrender, of faith fulfilled. Every prayer must end somewhere, and this is where it ends. Not in waiting, not in worry, but in peace. When you whisper, it is done, you declare that the work of creation is finished in the invisible. The seed is planted, the law has received it, and the results will appear in their perfect time. You no longer need to plead or push. The moment you said the words in faith, the subconscious accepted them, and from that instant the divine process began. Now I rest in perfect peace. What a beautiful command. Peace is not something you must chase. Peace is the natural atmosphere of trust. When you truly know that it is done, you cannot help but rest. The heart slows, the nerves calm, the mind becomes still, because the spirit knows the law has heard and the law never fails. Close your eyes now, feel your body sinking deeper into the bed. Imagine a soft light surrounding you like the glow of a candle after prayer. Feel it holding you, quieting every thought, every muscle, Every breath, say the words again in a whisper. It is done, I rest in perfect peace. Each time you repeat it, let go a little more, of worry, of control, of the need to see results. The seed does not demand proof. It simply trusts the soil. You have spoken the words of life. You have impressed the truth upon your subconscious. Now let the divine do its work in silence. I remember a woman who came to me once, tormented by sleepless nights. She said, "Dr. Murphy, I pray and pray, but my mind won't stop racing." I told her, "You are trying to finish what God already completed. Tonight, simply say, 'It is done. I rest in perfect peace.' And when the doubts rise, say it again." A week later she returned, her face radiant. For the first time in years, she said, "I slept through the night. When I said the words, I felt something let go inside me. That something was resistance. The false belief that you must do the work alone. The truth is, your only task is to believe. The rest is handled by the intelligence that spins the earth and heals the heart." So tonight, as you lie in the dark, speak the phrase softly, 3 times, as though you were laying your burden at the feet of the infinite. It is done. I rest in perfect peace. After the 3rd repetition, say nothing more. Let silence take over. Let the subconscious, the tireless servant of divine law, begin its holy labor. You have given your order, the universe is moving, and as sleep comes, let it not be escape but communion, the gentle merging of your mind with the mind that never sleeps. You will awaken refreshed, calm, and certain, because something deep within you will know the word was spoken, the law received it, and the work, the true work, is done. In every human being there exists a bridge between spirit and flesh, the mind, and beneath the conscious thoughts that chatter and vanish like waves on the shore, there is a deeper current, the subconscious. This is not a theory of philosophy, it is a truth both mystical and scientific. The subconscious mind is the invisible engineer of the body. It governs every heartbeat, every breath, every pulse of blood through your veins. It directs the chemistry of your organs, the growth of your tissues, the repair of your wounds. It is, in truth, the divine intelligence at work within the machinery of flesh. Science now confirms what the mystics always knew. Emotion writes the code of the body. Every thought clothed in feeling becomes a command to your cells. When you think with fear, your body obeys with tension. When you dwell in anger, your body floods itself with poison. When you rest in faith, peace, and love, your body releases the medicine of life. Your subconscious, through the automatic nervous system, turns invisible states into measurable effects. You see, your words are not mere sound. Every word you speak to yourself carries vibration, and vibration moves matter. When your words are united with emotion, they become living forces. They travel through your nerves, alter your breathing, change your chemistry. The subconscious translates those vibrations into physical reality because it cannot separate thought from life. To the deeper mind, everything you feel is fact. Consider this simple truth. When you imagine biting a lemon, your mouth waters. No lemon is present, yet the body reacts as if it were. Why? Because the subconscious cannot tell the difference between imagination and experience. It accepts whatever you feel as real and adjusts the body accordingly. This is the same principle that governs healing, renewal, and transformation. If each night before sleep you fill your mind with the language of harmony, words of peace, of wholeness, of divine life, your subconscious receives those words as literal commands. During the hours of rest, it translates them into action. The glands adjust their secretions. The heart steadies its rhythm. The immune system awakens. The entire organism begins to tune itself to the new vibration. Modern science now observes the effects through fields like neuroplasticity and psychoneuroimmunology, long names for what the ancient mystics already practiced. The mind changes the brain changes the body, and the body, renewed, feeds back peace to the mind. It is a circle of divine intelligence. I once told a physician, "You treat the body with medicine, I treat it with ideas." He smiled and said, "Then you and I work for the same master, for even my medicine only works when the patient believes." The subconscious is the silent chemist of your being. It creates according to the pattern impressed upon it by your emotional state. If you speak words of sickness, the subconscious prepares that chemistry. If you speak words of life, it prepares renewal. The choice is always yours. for the law is impartial, exact and unfailing. So now you see prayer, affirmation, faith. These are not superstitions. They are precise instructions given to the most powerful system in creation, your own inner intelligence. When you feel faith, when you believe in harmony, the subconscious releases signals through the nerves and hormones that bring balance to the whole organism. When the ancient scriptures said, "As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he," they spoke not of metaphor but of biology. The heart, the seat of feeling, impresses truth upon the subconscious, and the subconscious writes it into flesh. You are the author, and your body is the manuscript. Every word you speak in faith is a new line written into the story of your health. And each night, as you drift into sleep, the divine scribe within begins its sacred task, translating your words into the living poetry of form. The time has come to practice, to turn these truths into living experience. You see, knowledge without feeling remains only words. But when you feel the truth, when you breathe it, when you let it melt into your being, the subconscious accepts it and begins its holy labor. You are not talking to air, you are talking to your own soul. Each night before sleep, prepare yourself as you would for a sacred meeting. Let there be no haste, no noise, no distraction. Turn off the lights, draw the curtains, and sit quietly on the edge of your bed or lie down with your palms open. Feel the weight of the day begin to lift. Let the world's chatter fade away until only your breath remains. Now take a slow breath in through your nose, counting to 4. Hold it gently for a moment, then exhale through your lips, also to the count of 4. Again in and out. With each breath the body softens, the muscles loosen, the jaw relaxes, the mind begins to quiet. The conscious mind grows drowsy, and that is exactly what you want. For as the outer mind relaxes, the gate to the subconscious begins to open. Next, let your attention move through your body, from the crown of your head to the soles of your feet, and say silently, "Peace, peace, peace." Feel the words settle into each part, like warm sunlight melting snow. The body is your temple, and peace is the incense you burn within it. Now when you feel calm and still, begin to whisper the sacred phrases. You may speak them aloud or softly in your mind, but always with feeling, as if each word were a drop of light falling into the still waters of your soul. Whisper each phrase 3 times. Don't rush, don't force. Let the rhythm of your breath carry the words. For example, begin with the first phrase, "The healing presence of God fills me now." Say it once, slowly, then pause. Feel what it means. Feel the warmth of divine life moving through you, quiet and sure. Say it again, a little softer, as though the words are sinking deeper. Then a third time, not as speech, but as realization. Move gently to the next phrase when you feel ready. Each phrase is a seed. Each repetition is the planting. You do not need to strain to believe. Belief grows naturally when words are felt. If your mind wanders, and it may, bring it back tenderly. Do not scold it. Simply breathe and repeat. The goal is not concentration by force, but surrender by trust. After you have spoken all 9 phrases, lie silently for a few minutes. Imagine your whole body as a field just after rain. Soft, fertile, open. The seeds have been planted. The soil knows what to do. There is nothing more required of you. Now shift your focus to gratitude. Gratitude is the fragrance that completes the prayer. Whisper softly, "Thank you, Father, for the healing life flowing through me." Let that feeling of gratitude move through you like a gentle tide, warm and golden. Gratitude is the surest sign that you believe your prayer is answered. Finally, as you drift toward sleep, do not analyze or look for results. The conscious mind loves to measure, to question, to doubt. Let it rest. The deeper mind is already at work. The same intelligence that turns the acorn into an oak is shaping your words into living reality. Fall asleep as if you were resting in the arms of God. Feel the peace of completion. You have given your command, and the infinite has received it. The law is at work. As the body sleeps, the soul creates. You are not repeating empty affirmations. You are impressing eternal truth upon divine substance. You are not talking to air, you are talking to your own soul. And the soul remembers every word. When you awaken, rise slowly. Give thanks again. Say softly, "The law of life is working in me now." Then go into your day without strain, without expectation, simply knowing that what you impressed last night is now unfolding in perfect order. This is the experiment. This is the practice. Whisper, feel, believe, and rest. For what you have planted in peace will blossom in power. There will come a moment. It may be in a few days, it may be in a few weeks, when you begin to wonder if anything is really happening. You will whisper your phrases at night, feel peace as you drift to sleep. And yet, when the morning comes, the same old conditions may still appear. The body may still ache. The circumstance may still stand, and a quiet voice of doubt will begin to whisper back to you, "Perhaps this doesn't work. Perhaps I'm only pretending." That, my dear friend, is the moment of testing. The sacred desert through which every soul must pass. In this desert, there are no quick signs, no flashes of proof, only silence. But understand this, the silence is not absence. It is gestation. The seed has been planted. The soil is doing its work in secret. The farmer does not dig up the seed to check if it grows. He knows the law of life and he trusts it. He waters, he waits, he allows the unseen to do its work beneath the surface. So it must be with you. If you keep disturbing the soil with doubt, you uproot the very miracle that is forming. Faith is the art of resting in the invisible. It is the patience to let the unseen become seen in its perfect season. When you feel doubt rising, do not fight it. Observe it. Say quietly, "This is only the echo of my old belief. It has no power over me now." Then return to the truth. Whisper again the phrases that align you with divine life. Even if you feel nothing, say them anyway. The subconscious does not require emotion every time. It requires persistence. Repetition is the brush that paints the new pattern into being. I have seen many souls give up just before the dawn, when the miracle was already unfolding beneath the surface. Their impatience blinded them. They confused the delay of form with the denial of law. But the law never denies. It only obeys the rhythm of divine timing. There was once a woman who came to me, desperate for healing. For weeks she practiced faithfully, whispering her phrases before sleep. But then one night she wrote to me, "Dr. Murphy, nothing has changed. I feel foolish." I told her, "That is precisely the moment to persist. The law is already moving. You cannot see the tree while it is still a seed." She continued. A month later she wrote again. Her pain had vanished. She said, "It was as if it left overnight, but I know it didn't. It grew quietly while I was doubting." You see, even doubt cannot stop divine life. It can only delay your awareness of it. Every night you plant, every morning you trust. The result is inevitable because the law is faithful. Faith is not noise. It is not pleading or demanding. It is silence. It is the calm, knowing that the work is done in the unseen, and that the visible must follow. When nothing seems to happen, remind yourself the seed is alive. The law is at work. The roots are growing deeper. Sometimes, before renewal, there is a pause, a quiet stillness when the mind feels empty. This is not failure, it is transformation. The subconscious is reorganizing your inner world, dissolving old patterns, preparing new ones. You may not feel the movement, but you will feel the peace if you let it come. When impatience visits you, do not beg the law for signs. Instead, breathe deeply and say, "Thank you, Father, that it is done." That gratitude is the purest act of faith. Faith is not believing when you see. Faith is knowing when you do not. It is surrender, not struggle. It is saying, "I trust the process," even when the surface remains unchanged. So tonight, if you find yourself in the desert of silence, do not despair. That desert is holy ground. The roots are growing there. The divine life is pushing upward beneath the soil of your consciousness. Continue your practice. Whisper the words. Rest in peace. And remember, the farmer does not dig up the seed to check if it grows. He waters it with quiet trust. And one morning, perhaps when he least expects it, he looks out, and the field is green. You cannot heal a body that still carries resentment. No prayer, no affirmation, no sacred phrase can fully take root in soil hardened by bitterness, for the subconscious, faithful and impartial, builds not only from your words but from the emotions that surround them. If your heart is heavy with anger, guilt, or old sorrow, those feelings become instructions too. They say to the body, "Hold pain, hold tension, hold sickness," and the body obeys. Healing is not only physical, it is emotional and spiritual. The moment you release resentment, the moment you forgive, the current of divine life rushes in like clean water through a dusty riverbed. I have seen it again and again. People who could not be healed by medicine or ritual were freed the instant they forgave. Forgiveness is not weakness. It is not saying that what was done was right. It is simply cutting the cord that keeps you bound to the wound. As long as you replay old injuries, your subconscious relives them, sending waves of discord through your nerves, your heart, your very chemistry. But the instant you say, "I release it," harmony begins to return, the poison drains away. Now, close your eyes for a moment and imagine that a stream of gentle, luminous water begins to flow through you, from the crown of your head to the soles of your feet. This water is divine consciousness. It knows no judgment, only love. It moves through every cell, washing away old memories of hurt, disappointment, betrayal. See the waters turning clear as they pass through you, leaving behind only peace. Whisper softly, "I forgive, I release, I am free." Feel those words not as sentences but as movements of light within you. As you say them, imagine every bond of resentment loosening. Feel your shoulders relax, your breath deepen, your heart open. Perhaps there is someone whose image comes to mind, someone who wounded you, or whom you may have wounded yourself. Do not push the image away, simply see that person surrounded by the same divine light that now surrounds you. Say silently, "I release you, I bless you, I set you free, and I am free." Forgiveness is not for the other person, it is for your own freedom. The body cannot thrive in an atmosphere of conflict. Every grudge is a knot in the flow of life. Every act of forgiveness is the untying of that knot. A woman once came to me who suffered from a chronic skin condition. Her doctors could not cure it. When we spoke, she confessed that she carried deep resentment toward her family. "They hurt me, and I can't let it go," she said. I told her, "You are holding the pain in your skin because it is the only way your body knows to express what your heart cannot release." I gave her this affirmation: divine love dissolves everything unlike itself. I forgive, I release, I am free. She repeated it each night before sleep, picturing her body bathed in that radiant light. Within weeks her skin cleared, and her heart softened. The illness had been her soul's cry for release, and love had answered. You see, when you forgive, you return to the natural frequency of the soul. The subconscious receives that new command, peace. It then adjusts every process of your body to match it. The heart beats with ease. The blood flows freely. The nerves quiet. The immune system awakens. So each night, before you repeat your 9 phrases, take a moment for cleansing. Whisper to yourself, "I forgive, I release, I am free." Say it until you feel the weight begin to lift. Let it become real. Let the waters of divine love wash you. And remember, forgiveness is not a single act. It is a current, gentle but unstoppable. Some nights you may feel the resistance rise again. That is all right. Each time you repeat the words, the current flows stronger, deeper, purer. In time it carries every trace of resentment out to the sea of infinite peace. Then, and only then, does true healing begin, for a clean heart is fertile soil. When the soul is free, the body has no reason to suffer, and when love takes its rightful place within you, even your cells begin to sing. Deep within you, beyond every cell, beyond every thought, beyond every scar or story you carry, there exists a perfect pattern. I call it the divine blueprint. It is the spiritual design upon which your physical body was formed, the original mold held in the infinite mind of God before your first heartbeat. In that sacred template, there is no sickness, no disorder, no decay, only harmony, rhythm, strength, and radiant life. You are not creating health. You are remembering it. Healing is not the making of something new. It is the uncovering of what has always been. Beneath the noise of fear, beneath the layers of pain and memory, the divine image remains untouched. And the moment you align with it, even for a breath, the body begins to reorganize itself according to that eternal design. Close your eyes now and imagine that deep within your chest, behind the beating of your heart, there is a golden light, pure, steady, unchanging. This is the center of your divine blueprint. It is the silent memory of perfection. Let that light begin to expand, filling your chest, your arms, your legs, your head, until your whole body glows softly from within. See every organ aligning with divine order. See every nerve flowing with peace. See every cell shining like a star in the body of heaven. You are not forcing this image. You are recognizing it. The light was always there. You are simply allowing it to emerge. I have often said the subconscious is the builder of your body, but the spirit is the architect. The subconscious takes its blueprints from the beliefs you impress upon it, and when you impress the image of divine order, when you see yourself not as broken but as whole, not as decaying but as divine life in form, the subconscious begins to build accordingly. There was once a man who came to me, frail and weary from years of illness. His face was gray, his eyes dull with exhaustion. He told me, "I have tried every treatment, and nothing lasts." I said to him, "You are trying to create health by effort. But health is not something you create. It is something you allow. Stop striving and remember who you are." I guided him into silence and told him to visualize his body as a temple filled with light. I said, "Within that temple lies the perfect image of you, untouched, eternal. Let the light restore the form." He did this every night before sleep, saying softly, "The divine blueprint of my body is now being expressed in perfect order." Within months his strength returned, his color brightened, his vitality blossomed. He had not forced healing. He had remembered wholeness. You see, disease is not a real thing in itself. It is a distortion of divine order, a shadow cast by fear. When the light of truth shines, the shadow disappears. The blueprint remains, always waiting, always perfect. The subconscious only needs to be reminded of the pattern it was built to follow. Imagine for a moment that you hold a crystal in your hand. Even if you cover it with dust and dirt, the crystal itself remains pure underneath. When you wash it, it doesn't become new. It simply reveals what it already was. So it is with your body. When you wash away fear, guilt, and doubt, what remains is the radiant design of divine intelligence. Each night, when you speak your phrases and drift into rest, picture your body glowing softly in golden light. Say silently, "I am aligned with my divine blueprint." Every cell remembers the perfection of its origin. Let that phrase echo through your being. Feel the peace of it. Feel the truth of it. You are not at war with your body. You are awakening it to its original harmony. You are reminding it of the order that God placed within it. You are restoring memory, not through effort, but through surrender. The moment you realize this, a great calm comes. You stop begging for healing and begin resting in it. You stop asking for proof and begin feeling the presence of divine life moving quietly through you. This is the secret few ever grasp. You were never separate from wholeness. The blueprint was never lost, only forgotten. The law of life is still written within you, in every cell, in every breath, and as you remember it, the body obeys, reshaping itself into the pattern of divine perfection. So tonight, as you rest, see yourself not as a creature struggling to heal, but as the living expression of divine order. Whisper softly, "The blueprint of God is active in me now." Feel the truth sink deep into the silent part of you and know you are already whole. For transformation to become permanent, there must be continuity. Faith is not a momentary spark. It is a steady flame that grows brighter with every night of devotion. The mind, like the soil, responds not to occasional effort, but to faithful cultivation. And so I invite you now to enter what I call the 21-night covenant. For the next 21 nights you will make a sacred promise, not to me, not even to the words themselves, but to the divine presence within you. You will whisper your 9 phrases before sleep every night without fail. You will treat this moment as a holy appointment with your own soul. Each night adds another brick to the temple of your healing. Each repetition strengthens the pattern, carving new pathways in the subconscious, teaching it to remember what the body has forgotten. Do not underestimate the quiet power of habit. The subconscious learns through repetition, through rhythm, through the gentle insistence of faith. On the first night, you may feel a spark of inspiration, a warmth in the chest, a lightness in the breath. By the 7th night, you may notice subtle shifts, deeper sleep, calmer mornings, fewer anxious thoughts. By the 14th night, your words will begin to feel less like affirmations and more like truth. And by the 21st night, you will have crossed a threshold from practice to embodiment. Science now tells us that new neural pathways form through repeated suggestion. The brain, the body, the subconscious, all learn what they hear most often. Each night you speak the phrases, you are not merely thinking differently, you are rewiring the deepest layers of your being. You are teaching your cells a new language, the language of peace, strength, and divine order. So make it your sacred ritual. Before sleep, sit quietly for a moment. Take 3 slow breaths. Feel your body grow still. Then open a small notebook, your book of covenant. On the first page, write this promise. For the next 21 nights I will speak the 9 sacred phrases before sleep. I will do so with love, faith, and gratitude. I will rest in the certainty that the divine life within me is working perfectly now. Read these words aloud and then beneath them write your 9 phrases, each one a key to unlock the deeper chamber of your healing. Every night, as you read them, do not rush. Whisper each phrase 3 times with feeling. After the last one, close your eyes, breathe deeply, and drift into sleep, holding the sense that all is well. Some nights you may feel resistance, fatigue, distraction, doubt. That is precisely when the practice matters most. Remember, the law of the mind is consistency. A river carves through stone not by force, but by persistence. Keep flowing. Keep whispering. You may choose to create a small ritual around your covenant. Light a candle before beginning, dim the lights. Perhaps play gentle music or sit by the window and look out into the quiet night. Let it feel sacred, intentional, timeless. You are not performing a routine. You are communing with the infinite, and as the days unfold, begin to notice the subtle changes. Your thoughts will grow kinder, your body lighter, the tone of your inner voice softer, more assured. These are signs that the subconscious is listening, that the divine architect has begun rebuilding from within. If you miss a night, do not fall into guilt. Simply return. The law does not punish, it waits. Pick up where you left off, and begin again with renewed love. When you reach the 21st night, pause and reflect. Open your notebook and write down what you have observed. In body, in mood, in peace. You will find that something within you has shifted permanently. The phrases are no longer external instructions, they have become the rhythm of your being. The 21-night covenant is not merely a challenge. It is a rebirth, a sacred partnership between your conscious intention and the infinite power that sleeps within you. And when the cycle is complete, you will not only know healing, you will live from it. So tonight, before you close your eyes, begin your covenant. Take up your notebook, your candle, your whisper. Read your 9 phrases slowly. The healing presence of God fills me now. Every cell of my body rejoices in divine life. Peace flows through my nerves like a gentle river. My heart beats in harmony with infinite love. Divine wisdom restores order within me. I forgive all and my body is free. Strength rises quietly in every part of me. I am whole. I am renewed. I am divine life in form. It is done. I rest in perfect peace. Let these words become the lullaby of your soul. Let them carry you through the threshold of sleep, into the chamber of the subconscious where all things are made new. And as you surrender to the night, remember this: you are not asking for a miracle. You are living in one. The law is working. The seed is growing. The temple is being built, one sacred night at a time. Now, as the final light of day fades and silence begins to cradle your thoughts, let us come to the closing benediction, the gentle seal upon all that you have spoken, felt, and believed. You have done the work, you have planted the seed. Now it is time to rest in the certainty that life itself is tending your garden. Take one slow, deep breath in, and let it out. Feel the stillness around you, the quiet pulse of eternity that beats through every living thing. This is the presence of God moving within you. This is peace beyond understanding. Now, with the softness of a whisper, let us speak the sacred words one last time, not as prayer, not as repetition, but as truth already fulfilled. The first phrase: the healing presence of God fills me now. Feel it as a warmth spreading through your chest, radiant, calm, eternal. The second phrase: every cell of my body rejoices in divine life. Listen inwardly. Feel your body respond, each cell awakening like dawn breaking over a still sea. The third phrase: peace flows through my nerves like a gentle river. Let that peace move down your spine, through your arms, through your hands, washing away all tension. The fourth phrase: my heart beats in harmony with infinite love. Place your hand upon your heart and feel its rhythm steady, sure, and strong, a drumbeat of divine order. The fifth phrase: divine wisdom restores order within me. See your body glowing with intelligence, each system aligning perfectly, each organ fulfilling its sacred task. The sixth phrase: I forgive all, and my body is free. Let forgiveness move through you like wind through open doors. Release the past. Feel your freedom. The seventh phrase: strength rises quietly in every part of me. Feel it now. The silent power of life, lifting you, renewing you, fortifying you. The eighth phrase, I am whole, I am renewed, I am divine life in form. See yourself as light, embodied, radiant, and alive, the living expression of God's perfect idea. The ninth phrase, it is done. I rest in perfect peace. And now, stop speaking. Just feel. Rest in that peace. Rest in that certainty. Every word you have spoken tonight has been heard. Not by a distant power, but by the divine intelligence that lives within you. It has received your command and is now shaping your life in quiet perfection. Your words are sacred. Your breath is sacred. Your body is sacred. You are the living temple of the infinite, and what you decree in faith, the law fulfills. So if this truth has touched your soul tonight, write in the comments below, my words are sacred, my body remembers. Let it be your declaration to the universe, your silent covenant of faith. When you write it, you affirm not only your belief, but your readiness to live from divine remembrance. And now, beloved soul, close your eyes. The night receives you. The subconscious begins its holy work. Every word you have whispered is becoming flesh. Every seed of faith unfolding in perfect order. Sleep now in peace. The life of God is at work within you. It is done.